Hi everyone, good evening. How has your day been? Welcome again to tonight's episode of Few Minutes with Chedozie. We have been looking at the pillars for self-esteem or pillars of self-esteem, and yesterday we talked about practicing self-consciousness, practicing conscious living, self-awareness. And we said you're not going to be able to do so much about how you feel about yourself until you pay attention to the tiny little details that the rest of us generally don't pay attention to. So for tonight, very quickly, I want to look at the second pillar, and that pillar is the pillar of self-acceptance. Like we defined when we discussed self-esteem, it's about how you feel when you think about yourself. It's about the level of respect and worth you have placed on yourself. And for you to be able to do that, to develop a healthy self-esteem, you must come to a place where you have fully accepted who you are, your failures, your faults, and your giftings and your abilities. All right. A lot of young persons and human beings generally, but this affects more teenagers, put themselves in that place where you're comparing yourself with one another. How come Obi is taller than myself? How come Ada is prettier than me? Why is that hairstyle more fitting on her than myself? As long as you keep comparing yourself with people, you're not going to ever win that battle. I don't care who you are, the son or the daughter of who you are, you're never going to win that battle. Even the person you're comparing yourself with is not going to win that battle, because everybody is good at something and not so good at some other thing. No matter how beautiful you think you are, there's always going to be somebody who is prettier than you. There's always going to be somebody who is more intelligent than you, more skilled than you at whatever point in life. And then you also find out that there are people who are also not as good as you are in certain areas. So I think there's a Bible scripture about that, and it says we dare not compare ourselves, or we dare not classify ourselves. I think that's the way he puts it. We dare not classify ourselves, because it's an act of ignorance. It's an act of foolishness, if you ask me. So what you do is you want to, like we discussed when we're talking about habits, you want to focus on the things that you can change. So there are two major sources for your self-esteem. There could be more, but there are two major places to look out for when you're dealing with self-esteem. It's this issue of comparisons, and then the second place is the voices, the people, the opinions that you allow to affect your life. Okay, what somebody thinks about you, or what somebody doesn't think about you. So you want to come to that place where you are not driven by the opinion of people, you're not driven by the performance of other people, you are driven by your own performance. So if there's anybody to compare yourself with, it should be with yourself. What am I doing today? Is it better than what I was doing yesterday? And then you are ready to make real progress. And if I talk to parents, this is where I say, because the voices that you hear, you need to have somebody that is constantly speaking life into you. You need to have somebody that is constantly speaking love into you, constantly speaking power into you. Somebody that you are capable of doing. Okay, and that person most likely should be a parent or a guardian, or someone, a loved one in your life. All right, and if you do not have that person, then you should seek out that kind of person, a coach or a mentor that is always telling you all the powerful things and wonderful things about yourself, because that is where you want to focus on. And then you can improve on whatever can be improved, then accept the things that cannot be changed. There are just a few things about our lives that we don't have control over. You don't have the control of tomorrow's weather. You don't have control over what other people, like I said, will think, or what they will not think, what they will do. You have control of how you respond, how you think, your attitudes, your thoughts, your habits. You have control over all of that. You have control over your feelings. All right. So here's what I'll leave you with tonight. Do take a pen and a paper and do an analysis of your life. List out all the qualities that are wonderful about yourself. Then list out all of the things that you do not like about yourself. So you're going to make two lists: the list of all your strengths and the list of all your faults, according to your own analysis. When you do that, now if you look at the strengths, you're going to find a lot of wonderful things that you can build upon and begin to speak to yourself about it. But if you look at the things that you think are your faults, outline how many of them you can work on. Okay, so what example can I give now? If you need to improve on your reading, if you need to improve on your attitude, if you need to improve on some character issues in your life, there are some of them that can be worked on. Then we'll also find that there are some other things that you cannot work on. You cannot work on issues about how you look, your height, you're tall, you're short. You can't change any of those. So all of those will also come into some other list. Do that, and then begin to focus on the things that are great about you and accept yourself for who you are. Nobody's going to accept you unless you accept yourself. The world is going to treat you exactly the same way you present yourself. So that's my thought for you tonight. Self-acceptance is the second pillar for a healthy self-esteem. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.